In my past life, my heart was filled with hate and disgust for Liam Sterling. Every look he gave me, every word of concern, felt like a cage to me. I desperately wanted to escape him, even threatening to take my own life. It wasn't until that scumbag and that vile woman teamed up to ruin my looks. Until I was thrown into a dark, damp cave reeking of rot, suffering endless torment, that I finally woke up. I realized then that the man I had loathed so deeply had actually loved me with all his heart. When I opened my eyes again, I saw the familiar carved bed, the familiar luxurious bedroom. I knew fate had given me a second chance. In this life, I would pour all my love on him, cherish him, work hard to earn money and provide for him. I instinctively touched my face, smooth and unblemished, my beauty intact. My heart swelled with the relief of a narrow escape and fierce determination. Just then, the bedroom door creaked open. Liam's tall, imposing figure appeared in the doorway. He was wearing an exquisitely tailored black suit, the collar slightly open, revealing his well-defined collarbone. His voice was deep and icy, like a bitter wind from hell, cutting me to the heart. I knew the pain I had caused him in our past life ran deep. My past words and actions were like sharp thorns embedded in his heart. I took a deep breath, slowly got up, and walked to him on slightly trembling legs. I rose onto my toes, gently wrapped my arms around his waist, and buried my head in his solid chest. My voice choked with emotion as I spoke. His body instantly stiffened, clearly shocked by my action. After a long moment, he pushed me away forcefully, his eyes full of scrutiny and doubt. "Stop with the fake kindness. Just tell me what you want this time." I looked up at him, my eyes sincere and steady. "I don't want anything. I just want to live a good life with you. I want to spend the rest of my life making up for the pain I caused you." He snorted, a sound full of disdain, then turned and strode away, leaving me with only his cold, retreating back. Watching him leave, I secretly vowed that no matter the cost, I would make him fall in love with me again. With mixed emotions, I went downstairs. As I entered the living room, I saw two small figures sitting upright on the sofa, intently watching TV. They were my and Liam's twins, brother Leo and sister Luna. "Mommy, why are you down so early today?" Luna asked in her squeaky little voice. Her pink, chubby cheeks were like ripe apples, and her large, glistening eyes, so much like Liam's, sparkled with liveliness and innocence. Leo wore a cool expression. Though he didn't speak, his dark, bright eyes turned to me, holding a faint trace of expectation. I walked over and sat down gently between them, putting an arm around each. "Sweeties, Mommy is going to be here for you from now on, always. I won't be like I was before." Leo frowned slightly, a hint of doubt on his face. "Mommy, you're not just saying that again, are you? You always promised us before, but then you never kept your word." His words shot straight into my heart like a sharp arrow, the pain almost suffocating. "No, sweetie, this time Mommy promises. I will keep my word." I looked at them seriously, my eyes full of determination. Just then, the butler walked over with steady steps and said respectfully, "Madam, Sir has gone out. He said he won't be back for dinner tonight." I nodded slightly. Although I felt a bit disappointed, I quickly pulled myself together, telling myself this was just the beginning. I had plenty of time to change everything, to fix our relationship. "Sweeties, how about Mommy cooks you something delicious today?" I asked with a smile, hoping to distract the children with food and also get closer to them. The two little ones' eyes instantly lit up like bright stars. They clapped their small hands excitedly. "Yay! Yay! Mommy's cooking is the best." Smiling, I walked into the kitchen, tied on an apron, and got busy. My cooking skills from memory were a bit rusty, but as I started handling the ingredients, the familiar feeling gradually returned. Soon, tempting aromas filled the kitchen. Dish after dish, full of color and flavor, was brought to the table. Watching the children eat with great relish, their faces radiant with happy smiles, my heart filled with warmth and satisfaction. In this life, I would not only love Liam well but also be a responsible, good mother, giving the children a home filled with love. That evening, after putting the two little ones to sleep, I sat alone in the study. The light was soft and dim, but my thoughts were tangled like a mess. I knew clearly that to achieve my goal of earning money to provide for Liam, I had to use the memories from my past life. I carefully sorted through all the projects I knew would be big hits in the future. After some deep thought, I finally settled on a promising internet startup project, an AI-powered personalized educational tutoring app. I quickly opened my laptop, my fingers flying across the keyboard as a detailed and comprehensive business plan gradually took shape. The plan covered the app's features, market positioning, marketing strategy, and included accurate predictions and analysis of future trends. The next day, I dressed carefully in a simple, professional suit. With the business plan in hand, I contacted a few investors I had met previously at social events. When I appeared before them, they were clearly surprised. In their minds, I was just a bored socialite trapped in a wealthy marriage. "Liana, are you sure you wrote this yourself? Not hired help?" one investor asked skeptically, his eyes scrutinizing me. I smiled confidently and nodded gently. "Of course. This is the result of my lengthy research and consideration. This project has huge market potential. Trust me." Then, I began explaining the plan in detail, how the app would provide personalized tutoring based on the learning characteristics of students of different ages, how it would partner with schools and educational institutions for promotion, and the clear planning for the profit model. My explanation was logical and thorough. Gradually, the doubt in their eyes was replaced by interest. After an in-depth discussion, 2 investors were finally convinced by my plan and decided to fund me. Once I secured the startup capital, I immediately began building my team without delay. I searched everywhere for talented and ambitious people in internet technology and education. Through persistent effort, a dynamic and creative team was finally assembled. Our entrepreneurial journey had officially begun. At the same time, I didn't ignore other money-making opportunities. Using my sharp insight into future fashion trends from my past life, I registered accounts on major social media platforms to share my unique outfit and makeup tips. I carefully took photos and videos, striving for perfection in every detail. As I consistently put out high-quality content, my number of followers began to grow rapidly, from a few hundred to a few thousand, then tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands. With the increase in followers, advertising endorsements came one after another. My income grew, providing more financial support for the startup project. Liam saw all of this. Although he still appeared cold and detached on the surface, occasionally there was a hint of undetectable curiosity and interest in his eyes when he looked at me. After the team's relentless day and night efforts, our educational app was finally developed and successfully launched. Right after its release, the product was warmly received by the market. Parents praised this personalized software that could help improve their children's learning efficiency. Students were highly interested in the novel and fun way of learning. App downloads and user engagement soared, and the company's performance flourished. However, tall trees catch the wind. Soon, some competitors couldn't sit still anymore. They started playing dirty tricks behind our backs, hiring people to maliciously smear our product online. They spread rumors that the app had security flaws and leaked user information, even forging some so-called user complaint screenshots. These negative messages spread like a virus, quickly tarnishing the company's image. User trust plummeted, and downloads and sales began to drop sharply. Watching the overwhelming negative news online, I was frantic, like an ant on a hot pan. Every day, I held emergency meetings at the company to discuss countermeasures. The team was also run off their feet, but the results were unsatisfactory. Just when I was feeling desperate, the situation took a dramatic turn. Those malicious smears and negative messages seemed to have been wiped clean overnight by an invisible hand. A flood of positive reports began appearing online, detailing our software's advantages and security measures. Not only that, but several industry heavyweights also stepped forward to endorse our company, praising our innovative spirit and product value. Driven by their support, public opinion quickly shifted. The company's reputation not only recovered but reached new heights. Product sales also saw a new wave of explosive growth. I knew in my heart that it must have been Liam working behind the scenes. Although he never mentioned it to me, I could feel that he had been watching my every move, extending a helping hand when I needed it most. That evening, when he returned home, I walked up to him filled with gratitude and said softly, "Liam, thank you. This time, it's really all thanks to you. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have known what to do." He raised an eyebrow slightly, his face still wearing that indifferent expression. "Thank me for what? I didn't do anything. Don't flatter yourself. Maybe you just got lucky, and those negative messages disappeared on their own." Looking at his stubborn denial, my heart felt warm. I smiled and said, "No matter what, I know it was you who helped me behind the scenes. I'll remember it." He turned and sat on the sofa, picking up a newspaper, pretending to be nonchalant. "I just don't want to see you in such a sorry state, tarnishing the Sterling family's reputation. If you collapsed over such a small matter, people would think the Sterlings aren't capable enough." I knew he was making excuses for himself. He actually cared about me but couldn't bring himself to admit it. I walked over and sat beside him, gently leaning on his shoulder. "Liam, I will work hard. In the future, I will definitely be able to help you too. Let's face all difficulties together." His body stiffened slightly, but he didn't pull away. In that moment, I could feel the distance between us closing a little more. As the company steadily grew in the internet education sector, my reputation in the business world also expanded. To better develop the business and achieve diversified growth, I began using some alternate identities. As a mysterious investor, I quietly participated in investments in large-scale projects. Each time, relying on my precise grasp of market trends from my past life, I made wise decisions and reaped substantial returns. In investment circles, the name of this mysterious investor gradually began to circulate. Everyone was curious about this person who always accurately seized business opportunities, but no one knew it was me. In the fashion world, I appeared as a renowned designer. The clothing I designed blended unique creativity and fashion elements, repeatedly making stunning appearances at major fashion weeks. Each garment was like a work of art, showcasing a distinctive style that attracted countless fashionistas and celebrities. Fashion magazines frequently featured this mysterious designer, and my follower count kept rising. One day, a grand business banquet was held in a luxurious hotel ballroom. I received an invitation as the mysterious investor. I carefully selected a black evening gown. The dress hugged my curves, with sparkling crystals embedded at the neckline and hem, shimmering under the lights. I wore an exquisite mask, revealing only a pair of bright, mysterious eyes. When I entered the venue, all eyes turned to me. I glided gracefully through the crowd, mingling with various business elites. Then, I saw Liam. He was wearing a white suit, tall and noble, like the brightest star in the night sky. He was surrounded by socialites, chatting and laughing. The women looked at him with admiration and flattery. A slight pang of jealousy struck my heart, but I mustered the courage to walk up to him. "Mr. Sterling, I've long heard of you. It's an honor to meet you today," I said, deliberately using a low, slightly husky voice to disguise my real tone. He turned to look at me, a flicker of confusion in his eyes. "You are? I don't believe I've heard of you." I smiled mysteriously. "I'm someone with a slight interest in business investments. I've always admired your business acumen, Mr. Sterling." He looked me up and down, his gaze sharp, as if trying to see through my disguise. "Oh, I'm curious. You're so mysterious. What exactly is your purpose?" After the banquet, as I was preparing to leave, Liam suddenly stopped me. His eyes held a hint of scrutiny. "Who are you exactly? Why does your voice sound so familiar? And since the banquet started, I felt like you've been watching me, intentionally or not." My heart skipped a beat, but I quickly steadied myself, pretending to be calm. "Mr. Sterling, you must be mistaken. This is our first meeting. Perhaps my voice is just common, making you feel a sense of familiarity." With that, I hurried away, my heart racing, afraid he would see through my disguise. When I returned home, it was already late at night, but the two little ones were still awake, sitting on the living room sofa, rubbing their sleepy eyes as they waited for me. Luna immediately jumped off the sofa and rushed into my arms, her voice tinged with grievance. "Mommy, where did you go? We missed you so much." My heart ached as I patted her head. Mommy went to a banquet. Sweethearts, why aren't you asleep yet? Leo frowned like a little adult. Mommy, we saw pictures of Daddy today. There were so many pretty aunties around him. My heart tightened. It seemed the children knew too. Sweethearts, Daddy was just networking. He had to discuss business with those aunties, so they were together. I quickly explained. But Luna pouted unhappily. But Mommy, we want you and Daddy to spend more time together, like other kids' parents. Leo nodded vigorously. Yeah, Mommy, you have to work hard to win Daddy back. We're all helping you. We said lots of nice things about you in front of Daddy today. Looking at these two adorable little ones, my heart swelled with emotion. So, they had been quietly concerned about my relationship with Liam all along. From then on, the two little ones truly became my little wingmen. Every morning, Luna would hold Liam's hand and say sweetly, Daddy, Mommy made delicious breakfast today, all your favorites. Leo would chime in, yeah, Daddy, Mommy is amazing now. The company is doing better and better, and she's making lots and lots of money. Once, when Liam returned home from work, the two little ones immediately ran over. Luna hugged his leg and cooed, Daddy, did you know? Mommy told us lots of wonderful stories last night and said she'll always be with us from now on. With the children's help, Liam's attitude toward me noticeably softened. He was no longer as cold and distant as before. As time passed quietly, Liam's attitude toward me underwent a earth-shattering change. He no longer spoke to me coldly or harshly as he had before. Once, I worked consecutive late nights at the company for an important project, leaving me utterly exhausted. After finally completing the project, I was so tired that I fell asleep right at my desk. In my drowsy state, I felt someone gently drape a warm coat over me. Then, a pair of strong arms gently lifted me up. I slowly opened my eyes to see Liam's familiar, gentle face. Why are you here? I asked softly, my voice hoarse from fatigue. You were so late. And you didn't answer your phone, he said quietly, his eyes full of concern and heartache. In that moment, my heart felt wrapped in a warm current. He carefully carried me to the car and drove us home. The car was extremely quiet the whole way. I leaned against the seat, secretly watching his profile as he focused on driving, his tall nose, thin lips, every line perfectly defined. My heart swelled with emotion. In this life, he was finally starting to care about me again. After we got home, he gently carried me into the bedroom and carefully laid me on the bed. Just as he was about to turn and leave, I instinctively grabbed his hand and whispered, Liam, don't go. Stay with me for a while, okay? He paused slightly, then slowly sat on the edge of the bed, looking at me tenderly. Okay, I'll stay with you. I looked at him, mustering my courage. Liam, in this life, I truly know I was wrong. Before, I was too willful, too immature. I didn't cherish your love for me. Can you give me another chance? Let me love you properly and make up for the pain I caused you before. He looked at me, complex emotions flashing in his eyes. Touched, hesitant, and struggling. After a long while, he sighed softly and gently stroked my face. Liana, I've never truly blamed you. It's just that the pain from the past made me afraid to open my heart easily again. I sat up and hugged him tightly, tears streaming down uncontrollably. Liam, I promise I won't let you get hurt ever again. I'll love you with all my heart. Please believe me. He held me tightly in return, as if using all his strength. Okay, I believe you, Liana. This time, let's be together for real. In that moment, I knew the barriers between us had finally completely dissolved. We had welcomed a brand new beginning. With Liam's support and encouragement, my career took off like a rocket. With my keen business sense, I spotted another huge business opportunity, the application of virtual reality, VR, technology in the entertainment industry. At the time, although VR technology was already emerging, its application in the entertainment industry was still relatively rudimentary. I firmly believed that through deep development and innovation, we could create disruptive VR entertainment products. I quickly organized a team for market research and product planning. After countless brainstorming sessions and technical development, we launched a VR game themed around immersive adventure. This game combined exquisite scene design, gripping storylines, and advanced interactive technology. When players put on the VR headset, they felt as if they were truly in a realistic fantasy world, where they could freely explore, battle, and solve puzzles. Upon release, the game caused a sensation in the market. Players were captivated by its unique experience, and downloads and positive ratings soared on major gaming platforms. At the same time, we partnered with offline entertainment venues to open VR game experience stores, which were exceptionally popular. As the game took off, the company's profits grew explosively. In just a few months, the company's market value multiplied several times over. I had successfully earned $1 billion. When the astonishing numbers on the financial report appeared before my eyes, I was so moved to tears. This wasn't just an accumulation of wealth, it was proof of my hard work and persistence, and the fulfillment of my promise to Liam. I couldn't wait to return home and share this joy with Liam. Pushing open the door, I saw him sitting on the living room sofa, reading a financial magazine. Like an excited child, I ran up to him and threw myself into his arms. Liam, I did it. We made $1 billion. He put down the magazine, his eyes full of warmth and pride, and held me tightly. Liana, I always knew you could do it. You're truly amazing. I chattered excitedly, it's all thanks to you supporting and encouraging me from behind the scenes. And now, I can really provide for you. I'll buy you anything you want. He affectionately booped my nose. All right then, I'll just wait for you to provide for me. Let's see how well my wife can spoil me. Looking at his gentle smile, I felt like the happiest person in the world. Just as I was immersed in the joy of earning $1 billion and planning how to further expand my business, my phone suddenly buzzed with a text message. I opened it casually and my eyes instantly widened, hardly believing what I saw, a bank notification. My account had suddenly received $10 billion. My jaw dropped in shock. I hurriedly ran to Liam with my phone, stammering, Liam, what is this? How did $10 billion just appear in my account? He looked at my astonished expression and couldn't help but laugh. Then he gently pulled me into his embrace. This is from me. Take it. Provide for me. I looked at him, a bit flustered. Liam, this is way too much. Even though I said I'd provide for you, giving me this much money all at once. I don't know what to do. He smiled at me, his eyes filled with love. It's not too much. You deserve all of this. You've worked so hard for your career lately, endured so much. This is what you've earned. Besides, I want you to know that no matter how much you earn, I can always offer more support, so you can pursue your dreams without any worries. Tears of gratitude welled up in my eyes. I hugged him tightly. Liam, thank you. You're too good to me. I love you so much. He gently stroked my hair. I love you too, Liana. We're family. Your dreams are my dreams. Let's create a better future together. In that moment, I felt an unprecedented happiness and fulfillment. With Liam by my side supporting me, our adorable children accompanying us, and a thriving career, from then on, I became even more determined to walk through life hand in hand with Liam. We would face all the storms of the future together, co-writing our own story of happiness. However, our peaceful happiness didn't last too long. As my fame in the business world grew, so did the number of my enemies. Some peers were intensely jealous, unwilling to watch me reap huge profits from various projects. They secretly colluded, plotting a commercial conspiracy against me. A large enterprise that had originally intended to collaborate with our company suddenly reversed its decision on the eve of signing the contract, unilaterally terminating negotiation talks. Shortly after, negative rumors began circulating in the market, claiming our products had serious quality issues. They even presented some forged inspection reports as evidence. These rumors spread quickly through business circles. Some partners who were unaware of the truth called to inquire, and some even directly expressed their intention to suspend cooperation. The company's stock price took a massive hit, plummeting. Watching the company's market value shrink drastically in such a short time, I was frantic with worry. I immediately convened an emergency meeting with the company's senior management to discuss counter-strategies. However, Everyone was at a loss for what to do initially. Returning home, exhausted, I collapsed onto the sofa. Seeing my haggard appearance, Liam's heart ached. He sat beside me and pulled me into his arms. "Don't be too anxious, Liana. We'll figure it out together. No matter what difficulties we encounter, I will always be by your side." His warm embrace gave me immense comfort and strength. I looked up at him and nodded firmly. Yes, I won't admit defeat easily. With Liam's support, I began a series of countermeasures. We hired a professional legal team to investigate the sources of the malicious rumors and gather evidence, preparing to protect the company's reputation through legal means. Simultaneously, I organized the internal technical team to conduct comprehensive retesting of our products and invited authoritative third-party inspection agencies to issue authentic and valid inspection reports, proving our products' high quality. On the media front, we actively spoke out, holding press conferences to clarify the truth to the public, presenting our evidence and investigation progress. I personally took the stage to speak. Facing the lenses of numerous media outlets, I stated firmly, despite the series of measures we took, the impact of the rumors continued to ferment. The company's business was still significantly impacted. The market's reaction didn't improve as quickly as we had hoped. Partners were still adopting a wait-and-see attitude, and consumers remained skeptical. However, just as I was beginning to feel some despair, a turning point emerged. An highly respected industry heavyweight stepped forward, publicly expressing support for our company. He not only spoke out on social media, condemning the malicious rumor-mongering, but also personally visited our company, toured our R&D center and production base, and shared his observations on major media platforms, strongly attesting to the high quality of our products. This heavyweight's actions were like a bombshell dropped into a calm lake, causing a huge stir. Other companies and celebrities who had always held a positive view of our company responded one after another, standing up for us. The court of public opinion began to gradually shift. More and more people started to believe we had been wronged, and the accusations against the rumormongers grew louder. Meanwhile, after painstaking investigation, our legal team finally found the masterminds behind the rumors, a PR firm hired by several competitors. We immediately filed a lawsuit, demanding they issue a public apology and compensate us for our economic losses. The court quickly accepted the case and, based on the ample evidence we provided, made a fair ruling. The rumormongers were duly punished, and our company's reputation was restored. As the truth came to light, market confidence in our company quickly rebounded. Partners who had previously suspended cooperation reached out again, expressing their desire to continue working together. The company's stock price began a strong rebound, not only recovering to its previous level but even hitting a record high. This crisis not only failed to bring us down but instead further enhanced our company's visibility and influence within the industry. After weathering this storm, the bond between Liam and me grew even deeper. We cherished each other more, savoring every sweet moment in life. Every morning, we would get up together to prepare breakfast for the children. Although Liam was usually decisive and fierce in the business world, he was quite competent at making breakfast. We would bustle about, sharing amusing stories from the previous day, our warm laughter echoing in the kitchen. After sending the children to school, we would each head to our respective companies. But during work breaks, we always found time to send each other messages, checking on each other's progress. Sometimes, Liam would suddenly appear at my company with my favorite dessert, then sit with me in my office for a while, discussing recent market trends and business plans. On weekends, we would take the children on outings to the suburbs. Our family would have picnics on the grass, watching the children laugh and play, flying kites. Liam would act like a big boy, chasing and playing with the kids, while I watched them quietly, my heart full of happiness. In the evenings, we would bathe the children together, tell them stories, and lull them to sleep. On our wedding anniversary, Liam meticulously planned a romantic dinner. He booked the top floor of a luxury restaurant, decorating it exquisitely. When I walked into the restaurant wearing the beautiful dress he had chosen for me, seeing the room filled with flowers and candles, I was moved to tears. We danced gracefully to the melodious music, whispering our love for each other. He looked at me deeply and said, "Liana, thank fate for bringing you back to me. I love you." We will never be apart. I met his gaze. I love you too, Liam. In this life, we will always be together. In our loving family atmosphere, Leo and Luna grew up healthy and happy. They inherited our intelligence, excelling academically at school and were well liked by teachers and classmates. Leo developed a strong interest in technology. He often participated in various science and technology competitions and even built simple little inventions himself. Once, he participated in the city's youth science and technology innovation competition and won first prize with a smart waste sorting assistant he designed. When he stood on the podium, confidently accepting the trophy, Liam and I were so excited we shed tears in the audience. Luna displayed remarkable artistic talent. She loved painting and dancing. Her paintings were exhibited multiple times at school art shows, and she won awards in some children's painting competitions. She was also an excellent dancer. She was always the brightest star on stage during school talent shows. Watching our daughter dance gracefully on stage like a beautiful little swan, we were incredibly proud of her. As the children grew, they also became more sensible, learning to care for and look after us. Once, when I fell sick from overwork and was resting in bed, Leo and Luna took the initiative to care for me. They brought me water and medicine, and even tried their hand at cooking for me. Although the meal wasn't perfect, I thought it was the most delicious food in the world because it was filled with the children's love for me. While family life was happy and fulfilling, Liam and I also continued to explore new frontiers in business. We turned our attention to the environmental protection industry. With the growing global emphasis on environmental protection, we saw huge potential for development there. We established a company dedicated to the R. After relentless effort by the team, we successfully developed a new type of solar energy storage material. This material was not only low cost but also highly efficient, significantly improving solar energy utilization. We also partnered with some large enterprises to jointly promote environmental concepts and technologies. By providing environmental solutions to businesses, we help them reduce energy consumption and environmental pollution, achieving sustainable development. Our environmental protection company quickly rose to prominence in the industry, becoming one of the leading enterprises in the field. Meanwhile, Liam's company also continued to grow and expand. He innovated and upgraded based on traditional industries, introducing big data and artificial intelligence technologies to improve production efficiency and management levels. We supported and encouraged each other in business, jointly building a vast commercial empire. Time flew by. In the blink of an eye, we had already walked hand in hand through many springs, summers, autumns, and winters. The children grew into adults, each pursuing their own dreams. Leo chose to devote himself to scientific research, continuing to shine in the field of technology. Luna became a renowned artist, using her work to convey love and beauty. Liam and I gradually stepped back from our busy work lives and began to enjoy a leisurely retirement. We traveled the world together, experiencing the customs and cultures of different countries. We returned to the places where we had first met, reminiscing about those beautiful youthful years. We would sit in rocking chairs in the afternoon sun, quietly looking at each other, able to read the deep affection in each other's eyes without saying a word. Our story began with a rebirth, weathered countless twists, challenges, but ultimately reaped bountiful happiness. This happiness came not only from our love but also from our family and the career we fought for together. We believe this happiness will continue forever, until eternity.